Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. Because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when he gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way. And you're going to be okay with it.
This is the problem. To those of you that are building and believing and really feel the pull of destiny, you need to be patient with the process and not enthralled with the promise.
Oh, Lord, why me? You ain't the only one. Pull yourself together and quit tripping because you in the process.
Could it be possible that your life is stagnated because you have an attention deficit? You didn't give the attention to it that it takes to win it. It means that you are starving your destiny of the attention that it needs for you to progress. Listen at this. It's not just that people step over you when you're in that acorn stage. Sometimes you step over you because you're so busy trying to compete with the trees that you haven't gone through the process of the acorn. Give it some time. Give it some water. Give it some focus, and you'll reap a harvest, and you'll go through a process. All of a sudden, you got to look at that. It's not what it's going to be, but it's not what it used to be. Until you can clap for the seedling, you will never see the tree. Until you can appreciate the process, you will never get to the process. But until you learn how to appreciate where you are in the process, you won't get the power to evolve to your ultimate destiny. You're in love with tomorrow, but you're neglecting today. And when God sees you neglecting today, he will not give you tomorrow. So you need to take your eye off of the tree and water what you got now. The piano has existed so long, 88 keys on the keyboard, but it's the fingers that pluck it that control what it can produce. So you go out and you buy you a piano and you sit down at it and you get ready to play. That doesn't sound like what I had in mind. Nobody clapped. They don't like me. You mean you really expected to get the reaction of the maestro? See, you're trying to get a reaction that you haven't earned yet. You will do this for a while and say, that doesn't work for me. Look at how many things you started and stopped. Not recognizing potential versus product. But if you keep on working on what you are, what you shall be is going to manifest in your life. It's in you, it's in you, it's in you. Go ahead and rehearse. Go ahead and work on your level. And after a while, without you even trying to do it, where you started will turn into where you're going. Once you have mastered it, whether the recital is business, marriage, book writing, real estate development, family, whatever your recital is, once you have maximized it, you get to sit with the masters.
If you're going to give birth, you have to go through a season of being uncomfortable. You may not like gaining the weight, but it's necessary. Your back may hurt, but it's not unusual. Without the process, you wouldn't be prepared. We all have dreams God's placed in our heart, but too often we get discouraged by the process. It's taken longer than we thought. We went through a loss, somebody did us wrong, but like a pregnancy, it's a part of the process. Every struggle, every disappointment, every delay, that's depositing something in you. It's making you stronger. It's growing you up. There's going to be a preparation period between the time God puts the dream in your heart and the time that it comes to pass. It's up to us to pass these tests. to be willing to go through the pregnancy, the lonely times. We're doing the right thing, but we're not making progress. This is when many people give up on their dreams. But because they wouldn't go through the preparation process, they never gave birth. God knows what's in your future. He knows what it's going to take to keep you there. A discouraged season, a stagnant season, God wouldn't have allowed it if it wasn't part of the process. Not live bitter, negative. Instead, keep passing the test. Then your time is coming. It's easy to think, I'm not going to do this insignificant thing. When something big comes my way, then I'll give it my best. How do you know your destiny is not tied to the small thing God's asking you to do? Where maybe you have to swallow your pride and serve somebody that's under you, then the door to the big thing God has in store will open up. You think, God, that's not right. I have more training than them, more education. Pass the test. It's a part of the process. It's getting you prepared. When you're faithful, the small, you're passing the test. You may be doing something that seems insignificant, but don't despise the day of small beginnings. Do it with a good attitude. If you complain, you'll get stuck. It was never supposed to be permanent. It's just a step along the way. In those tough times where you're uncomfortable, something is developing in you that you can't see. If you'll keep passing the test, at the right time, your anointing will meet up with your appointing. How we respond in the wilderness will determine whether or not we make it into our promised land. You are pregnant with potential, with health, with abundance. You've been anointed. Will you go through the process so you see your appointing come? Just because... you don't see anything happening doesn't mean God is not working. It's just a matter of time before your appointing shows up. Too often we have the anointing, but we get discouraged by the process. We don't like when we're not making progress, not being treated right. When you're tempted to give up, you have to remind yourself it's all a part of the process. Don't run away from it. from the process. The process is not working against you, it's working for you. It's getting you prepared. Don't let disappointments talk you out of it. Don't let delays convince you it's not going to happen. You've come too far to stop now. Keep your joy in tough times. When life throws you a curve, it's taking longer than you thought, remind yourself it's only temporary. Don't fall into self-pity. Keep looking forward. The joy is coming. The dream is coming. The breakthrough is on the way. Don't get discouraged thinking that you're falling behind. I should be much further ahead. My friends, my colleagues, they've all passed me up. Don't worry, your time is coming. God knows how to make up for lost time. He can propel you where you could not go on your own. You're environment doesn't determine your destiny. When it's your time, when you've gone through the preparation process, get ready to be propelled. Don't quit being your best because you're not where you thought you would be. They got married, you're still single. They're in the new place, you're still in the old one. Keep doing the right thing. Your appointing is coming. You're going to come to the place where God says, all right, you're prepared. You've done your part. Now let me do my part. Let me propel you into your purpose.
You have trouble being resilient because you think everything works like laptops or like computers. And you try thing after thing after thing because you think that trying something for a little while ought to bring you a big return. It does not work like that. Some stuff takes time. Greatness takes time.